Hollow Knight is a game with many things to enjoy, but one thing specifically is the vibes created all throughout the game, thanks in no small part to the soundtrack, written by Christopher Larkin. The music beautifully complements the gameplay and visuals as it adapts to not only where you are, but even whether or not you're fighting. There's a lot to analyze, from the haunting serenity of the City of Tears to the intense battle with Nightmare King Grim. But today, I'll specifically be looking at, or should I say listening to, the track Hornet, which plays while fighting the boss of the same name. The song uses a multitude of techniques to help the fight feel even more exciting, impactful, and tense. The first thing you might notice is the instrumentation. The song is comprised solely of string instruments, violins, violas, and cellos specifically. By lacking the other accompanying instruments or percussion like most of the other songs in the game, it ends up making the song feel more intimate and close. In his video about the song, Alex Moukala refers to this as a chamber orchestra, although from my brief looking into this phrase, I would say that this isn't even enough to be considered a chamber orchestra, closer to either a string quartet or quintet or something. Anyway, this intimacy perfectly fits the fight. Of all the bosses in the game, Hornet by far bears the most resemblances to the character controlled by the player, not only visually but also in terms of background and relationship. I don't want to get into the game's lore or story in this video, but if you know, you know. It's the character that we probably get to know the most about, so of course it makes sense for this fight to be more intimate than all the others. Despite the intimacy, however, the fight still definitely seems like a fight, and not a diplomatic negotiation. The sheer abundance of notes helps bring a sense of action. The melody seems to go all over the place, yet always sounds thought out or intentional. Even though there are so many notes, each one is carefully calculated in a way that serves the melody. If you've played the game, these things should sound familiar. They directly match the way in which Hornet fights. Very agile and mobile, yet also precise. Although the song goes in so many different directions, it manages to avoid sounding too all over the place because of this constantly recurring motif. This ties every part of the song together, and finds a way to return just when we need it most. Listen to this small section alone and count how many times it plays. In fact, the reuse of this motif is exactly what allows it to go so many places in the first place. Almost everything it does is built off of varying, developing, or coming back to this main motif, in a similar style to that of many classical pieces. Although the song lacks percussion, it doesn't miss it, because it incorporates many different and varied rhythmic techniques which keep things exciting. In many places, a constant repeated single note plays a similar role as percussion while also providing harmony, and the use of tremolos and triplets help to bring variation and energy. Another thing to note about the rhythm is how often it shifts its strong beats and beat subdivision, while technically remaining in the same time signature. Perhaps my favorite rhythmic device is the use of polyrhythms. During this specific section of the song, the viola plays a repeating series of triplets, while the violin plays one note for every 4 of the others. As you can see, and soon we'll hear, this doesn't match up, and this difference creates a thrilling energy which contributes and highlights that of the fight. Also notice the use of staccatos, which help to bring more rhythmic variety and excitement. All of these techniques are among the many things that help the music of Hollow Knight to enhance the experience while playing. In addition to having a deeper understanding of how the music makes you feel the way it does, being aware of these compositional strategies can also help you when writing your own music. Consider cutting back the instrumentation if you want something to feel more intimate, or incorporating more complex rhythmical devices when you want something to sound more exciting. and you can never go wrong with a solid repeating motif to tie things together. I hope this video is able to extend your understanding and further appreciate one of the many things that are to be appreciated about Hollow Knight.